Back.
I don't know what happened. Somebody tried to hack into our account.
Mm-mm.
Instagram booted us off. So we just about to do a quick recap about, how we feel about 50-50. So go ahead, Cuzzo.
Yeah, so basically, oh, I had said so much shit, but now I gotta recap exactly what I said. But basically, for me, how I felt, it was on a financial tip. I focus more so on the financials. I think financially, a man should be the sole purpose of, person to, take care of the finances as far as like bills being paid. But there are situations where, especially nowadays, you need a two income household. So 50-50 is just like kind of automatic in a sense. But definitely a man should take lead as far as, financials. But a woman or a wife is definitely has her role as well. So whatever that is, it's going to be 50.
Right.
And then you have your 50, and you're going, and it's all going to come together as 100.
Yeah, definitely. Miss EP.
Like earlier we said, 50-50, it kind of happens right out the door when you guys start dating and you establish the goals, establish, your expectations. So like I had said earlier, you take me out on a date, make sure you got some leftovers packed for lunch.
Yeah.
So 50-50 out the door.
Yeah.
Right, so it's a partnership.
My take on doing the 50-50 is that once you step into a relationship, it automatically turns into a 50-50 ordeal because at some point y'all gonna start living together. Now if y'all don't live together, that y'all could make whatever rules y'all want to make on that.
Mm-hmm.
But if y'all decide that y'all gonna live together, off rip is gonna be a 50-50 ordeal because somebody got to take care of something to keep that house uplifted.
Yep.
That's it. Somebody got to do something to make sure them kids is good. Somebody got to do something to make sure the bills is paid. So, as far as the financial aspect, yes, I do believe that a man should be taking care of all of that.
All the financial.
All of that. But, at the same time, a woman has to do her part. Because if a man about to take care of everything financially, you need to make sure home is good.
Yes.
Make sure those kids is good while I'm out busting my ass. You know what I'm saying? That's the 50-50. And a lot of people lose sight of that. But everything is 50-50 ain't nothing but teamwork.
Yeah.
It's teamwork. So ain't nobody rich about to just get with somebody that was just holding a sign somewhere off of Finkel. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody just about to do that and deal with them and deal with deal with all their baggage. You feel me? So listen, for those of y'all that just tuning in, we was just live not too long ago. Somebody tried to hack into our account, booted us off. So look, now we about to do something special. You want to chime in? Come on the show. Come holler at us. Tell us what your thoughts are on doing 50-50, man.
50 relationships.
Yeah.
We welcome all newcomers.
Yeah, we welcoming everybody to come on.
Man, come on and spread your knowledge on what you think 50-50 relationships are supposed to be.
Yeah, go ahead and invite who all in here, man. Cause it was messed up. We had a whole live video just go away out of nowhere because
somebody want to hack in.
Yeah.
Try to take the shine, try to take the pot over, man.
Yeah.
Come on, dog.
Tripping.
We gotta get it together, man.
But yeah.
But 50-50 deals. It's all about what you make it.
Yeah.
Pretty much. It's just like love. It's what you make it.
Yeah.
However you define 50-50 in your household, that's just what it is. It ain't nobody to agree with it or disagree with it. It ain't for you to agree with or disagree with anyway.
Yeah.
That's our 50-50. That's how we do it.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
If you don't want to have that 50-50 conversation, don't get no relationship because it's gonna come regardless.
And some people just too, they don't like to talk about, uncomfortable shit.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's too uncomfortable. I don't talk about finances and who gonna pay what.
Yeah.
You gotta talk about it. You have to have that conversation.
You ever had to set one of your homies straight on doing 50-50 before? Or not even doing 50-50, but just taking care of his business when he as far as him having a woman.
No, because of the mindset.
Got you.
even though they didn't have it, or and then when they got it, their mindset was already there.
Got you.
And I'm speaking of a very close friend of mine. Even though he didn't have a job for a while, but his mindset was still set on when I get my money, this is what it's going to be.
That's what's up.
And he already had that mindset. So, as far as the others, they single. So, and he dating. So it's you in the dating process. It's like, all right, y'all, figuring each other out.
Right.
But when you together, it's only me and Fresh, and he are like I say, that was what I was speaking of. Who had that mindset already.
Yeah, that's good. Miss EP, what about you? You ever had to discuss anything with your friends as far as like, when they want dudes to take care of everything? Did you ever give them any warning signs of what was gonna come with that, or if they want to be that type of girl, want to be trophy wives or whatever?
I had one friend, but she was much younger, and she just felt like she should be taken care of. Take me here, take me there, but then the house is a mess. The kids looking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
She's sitting there pretty. So I had to tell her, like, this shit gonna get old real quick, because he come home, walk through the door tripping on stuff, and he aggravated. And then that was short-lived, because he ended up moving on with his assistant because she made sure stuff was in order.
Yeah. That's crazy. As far as I think I've had a talk with one of my homies about as far as taking care of business with his lady, and what I had to tell him was if you messing with a woman whose upbringing was pretty much not necessarily silver spoon, but still kind of spoiled. There's gonna be some. You're gonna have to like basically compete with that lifestyle. So if mommy and daddy grew up letting this girl know, oh, you gonna be all right. Just get a man to take care of you. Yada yada. If mom a trophy wife, then that's all she knows. So I had to tell my man. I said, listen, bro, your girl not used to the real world at all. So now that you messing with her and she see what it's like to be with a man that had it, lost it, had it again, she's not gonna understand that because she don't know nothing else. Because to her, in her mind, daddy always had it. Mm-hmm. So nigga, why you ain't always got it? So you're gonna have that it's almost like you competing with your girl's dad. If you had his shit together, that's who you competing with. So you got to make sure you let that woman know, hey, listen, baby, I'm not your father. I understand he was a good man, or at least he was a provider. I am that, but I'm going to do things differently. And if that conversation don't go nowhere, my guy, you better just cut her loose, and that's going to be your best bet. Because other than that, you're going to be dealing with a headache if that mindset doesn't change.
Right.
And trust me, dude. I told him I understood because it takes a lot to help a woman change her mindset as to what reality is. Mm-hmm. She used to one thing and she know in her world that was reality. It's not gonna always be that same reality.
Especially that's what Daddy said.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Daddy not your husband or your boyfriend. You gotta relax. Gotta relax.
That's a
totally
different topic.
Yeah. Fuck it. Hey, we've already lost a lot. Let's get into it then. Fuck it.
Man, that's a problem with a lot of people. Especially the guys that I talk to, man, they have these issues where, you can tell your wife something. And it could be something that's real good advice.
Mm-hmm.
Real good advice. They'll hear you, they'll listen, they'll just, but let their father say the same exact shit you said, or allude, like the same plan, or alluded to something similar to what you said, and you just be sitting there, you just looking, you just like, oh yeah.
But you just said the same thing.
But it's like I just said that same shit, and you just, okay, yeah, that's not a good idea.
It's a respect factor.
You know what I'm saying? The mumbles.
Yeah.
But then, Pop say something, then you jump right on that shit.
Yeah.
Like, what the
the respect factor, man.
It is, man.
A lot of women hold their dad at the highest regard. Like it's unimaginable, and that's the problem. That's what you're competing with. Like, for instance, how many similar, I'm gonna say bad similarities have you seen between your wife and your mom?
Ooh. And you know what? There's a lot of similarities because my wife, not to get into astrology much, but she's a moon. Her moon sign is Leo. So that's, you don't understand dealing with astrology. Your moon sign is where you get your emotions from. See, I'm a Taurus, and that made sense when my moon sign was Taurus, where my emotions, because I react so fast, like a bull.
Mm-hmm.
Bull see red, let's go.
Right.
Something pissed me off, something set me. It could be the smallest shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm highly upset.
Yep.
That's a Taurus. Now, her being Leo, mom is a Leo, her sun sign, but Alex's moon sign is Leo. So her emotions, she's going to maneuver like a Leo.
Okay.
When she's emotional.
Okay.
So that's good. It's good to know your moon sign.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's good to know your moon sign because you could be a Gemini, but your moon sign is not Gemini.
You know what? I gotta make sure, but I know my rising, believe it or not, is Scorpio. Moon sign, Libra. And my sun is Gemini.
Wow.
So I understand why now how I can get along with the Scorpio woman, but we can't take it no further than friendship. Yep. Because if we take it further than friendship, I'm not gonna be able to deal with them. They're not gonna be able to deal with me. Yep. Or just just fooling around. It can't be. Now I know why the relationships with Scorpios didn't last. I understand now, but as far as I've seen similarities with, I didn't start paying attention to that stuff until I realized one of my exes reminded me of my mom, and I couldn't stand it. You know what I'm saying? When she started reminding me of my mom, I'm like, ugh, what am I with you for? I don't like this behavior. I had to get raised off of this goofy shit. Why am I dealing with it with you? And they got along so well, and I thought it was so weird. There you go. What about you, Miss EP? What's some of the similarities you see in your husband that you saw in your dad, good or bad, that you saw in your father, or what you see in your husband from your father?
So my dad was a Gemini too,
Mm-hmm.
and the bad that I see in you that he had was impulsiveness. Like he always felt like it was a one-man show. Like I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I'm gonna do what I want to do. Home is taken care of. Don't ask no questions. So I see that in you. The good that I see in you is like you hardworking like him. He was so hardworking. You're responsible. Like you know that you need to provide for the home and be a man. Because my dad was a manly man, considering he was raised by 5 sisters. But yeah, it's not much. It's just the impulsiveness. Like you often forget that you need to communicate. You have a partner. It's just not you. Like your decisions and your situations don't only affect you. It affects the entire home.
Right.
But you get better with it.
I appreciate that. As far as I go, man, like it's like my relationship right now with my wife. I don't see no similarities between her and my mom. Thank the heavens. So I don't see nothing. They're total opposite, and that's what a lot of people. We was raised kind of messed up. The people think that you're supposed to look for somebody that got the qualities of your mom, and I don't think that's necessarily right, because there are households where the mother and son don't get along, or the daughter and father don't get along. So why would you look for those qualities if you already not right, just being in the same home as them?
Yeah, and you gotta understand. See, that's a lot of people don't. And it's mostly women, and they feel like when a son and a a mother when their relationship is not, you know, well or good. This is something wrong with him. But, you know, that shit happens. And how that happens or why that happens is because some mothers, when they're being single mothers and they raising they boys, they start treating them at some point like that's their man.
Yeah.
And they forget, like, no, that's my son, and I need to make sure that I keep him as my son and not treating him like he's my man.
Exactly.
And that's the problem with a lot of, I would say, our generation who was brought up. And so when you have that kind of shit, you have that, like, you know, little beef.
Yeah.
Because if your mom is treating you like, you know, you her man, there's going to be arguments.
Absolutely. Because there's going to be that antagonizing, all the questioning, all of that stuff.
All of that. Like, how you treat me, how you would treat your man, you treat me that way.
No.
And I'm not that. I'm your son.
Just because you can't find no man don't mean you get to treat me like I'm him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That shit bananas, bro. I don't understand that. But you have that a lot. And at one point in my life, you know, with me and my mom, I would say this was like my 12th grade year. You know, I was feeling like that because it was like always a problem. It was always some shit going on where she didn't like this and you can't go here. And like, come on, man. Like, it's my senior year. I'm chilling. I'm having a good time. Like, why are you tripping? You buying and you spending all your money on this. That's the sole reason why I got the job.
Exactly.
You told me you want X, Y, and Z. You got to do A, B, and C. Yep. So I did that.
Yeah. I believe that the parents mess the kids up worse than the world ever could, honestly. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for instance, I'm not going to say mess up, but they could, like, alter their mind in what reality really is. Like, I don't think some parents don't prepare their daughters or their sons for what is really about to be in front of them, especially with daughters. If daughters grew up seeing their dad take care of home, all that stuff, but at the same time, they also saw that dad, like my wife, for instance, she even said that her dad was not there hands-on with them like that.
Right.
The mom did, right?
Yep.
So
my mom did everything.
See
my
what
dad
I'm saying?
didn't even know how old. Somebody asked me, "How old are you?" Or asked him, "How old is your daughter?" And he looked at me like, "How old are you?" Because he always
But
working.
he was always working. He provided everything.
Yep.
So if he at work providing for everything, and then mom at the crib chilling and doing her part, if that's all they see growing up, they don't know nothing else. So it took a long time for my wife to get out that mindset of how things was really supposed to be.
Yeah, you mentioned that earlier.
You know what I'm saying?
Example. Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
That's deep.
It take a lot, but look at me though. I grew up single parent household, so I'm watching my mom be with a plethora of dudes. I'm thinking, oh, it's okay to just sleep around. So our perspectives are totally different. So just imagine, I come from a world of whoredom, she comes from a world of togetherness, and we had to make this work. That's why I cherish my marriage so much, because we totally different, but at the same time, we see eye to eye on a lot of stuff. I had to get her out of her bullshit. She had to get me out of my bullshit. 50-50.
That's exactly why the union worked, because it was two different worlds.
Yeah.
Usually, two different worlds work.
Exactly.
When you got the same world, that shit don't work much.
Yeah.
That's very rare when you get the same world just working together.
Yeah.
But if it does, then cool. But when you got two different worlds, because you learn it, and that helps you evolve. When you as a person, you have a different perspective and it helps you evolve to a certain level, you appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And you hold on to it. Because it's not only just that relationship that's the difference, it's something else that's the difference that you're going to take up on. Like, you learn how to cook, right? You probably got learning how to cook more being in this marriage.
Absolutely, because prior to this marriage, I was a breakfast nigga. That's all I cooked, breakfast.
Exactly what I did.
So
Yeah, that boy chefing in there on the breakfast tip. Omelets,
Yep.
waffles, all that.
Yep. French toast. I was the French toast
Hey.
king. What? Then all of a sudden, my wife, she cooked, but she didn't like cooking like that.
Mm-hmm.
So one day, she was like, "Hey, you know what? Why don't you come help me in the kitchen?" And I gladly did it. I didn't do this before. That's how you know I didn't like my ex that much, because I wasn't willing to do the stuff that I was doing for her. Like when she asked me to come help her in the kitchen, I jumped right up like it was nothing. I remember being with my ex and she was like, "Hey, why don't you come help me in the kitchen?" I'm like, I made up some bullshit.
I don't feel like that.
Yeah. I did something to
Avoid it.
to avoid it or make her get mad at me and be like, "Just go sit down. Go back to watch TV." Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but with this wife, things are totally different. Hey, you know what? While I'm here, why don't you come peel the potatoes or do? Oh yeah, no problem. And it started just like that. So I'm like, damn, I'm in here helping more and more. Then I'm like, hey, baby, you know what? Let me take over and do this and that.
That was a trigger.
Yeah.
That was a trigger. She probably, at the time, before, in the beginning, was you cooking more?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, see, women have a thing that they do that's very strategic, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta catch it. Women have a way of doing things, and that's what she pulled. She like, "Hey, man, why don't you come in the kitchen?" You had no problem with it because it's your loving wife, and you're like, "Fuck yeah, why not go help?"
Right,
in
right.
the kitchen, chefing, and
Yeah.
you got intrigued because now you want to learn how to cook more.
Right.
Because she don't like it, so you like, you know what, man? I want to learn how. Just because you just want to do it, you always probably had that mind frame that you want to cook more.
Right.
So that moment started it.
Yeah.
So you peeling the potatoes, like, you know what, man? I'm about to start fucking actually learning how to do this, so I can just be the person, chef. Because what's more sexy than a man know how to actually throw down and cook for real?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that is something that I need to take a little bit more serious. I haven't took that cooking aspect more serious. I'm more so
Shit,
doing
but you can cook though.
a little bit. I can do like the basic bachelor shit. You know what I'm saying? I can make tacos, burgers, spaghetti, Alfredo. But I want to learn how to like dazzle. You know what I'm saying? Make some like real good food where it's spicy and flavorful. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Not the basics.
Yeah.
The hood nigga shit. I can cook all that.
I feel
That's cool.
I feel you. That's what's up, dog.
Well, yeah, dog. I want to get into something where it's like, ooh, damn, that steak look ooh.
You know what's funny? When I first, my wife really didn't know that I knew how to cook until I made breakfast and I chopped up some vegetables. Did you chop up the vegetables that day or did I?
I chopped them up.
Okay,
And
she
then you
chopped them
threw it
up.
together.
I whipped up the eggs and all of that, and she was like, "Oh," she was like, "You can cook. You've been holding back." I'm like, "I ain't really been holding back. I never cooked dinner outside of making the cheeseburger on the damn Foreman grill."
Tacos.
Yeah. So that's it. That was it. So that was the day, like later on that day, I think that's when we started actually cooking, or it was sometime that week, and it started from there.
Right.
And it was a dope trick though, because by her not liking to cook so much, she knew I like new things. So she used that against me. Like, I know, but I like it though. That's good. That's what you call good manipulation.
Yeah. See, that's what I say. Like, women have this little. And when it's on the plus side, especially, she don't like to cook all the time. So, like, you know what? He ain't that. Her prime mind was, I could be wrong. It's me just thinking like, all right, you know what, this motherfucker, he can actually really cook, but you know what, I'm gonna put him in a position where he want to level up himself in the cooking area.
And that's exactly what
And
happened.
that's what happened.
Yeah, that's exactly what
When
happened.
you got that kind of manipulation, that's good, because it's like now it takes the weight off of her. She can come home from whatever hard day she done had,
Right.
and you already like, here go baby, damn.
Yeah.
And then when you bringing that to where she just can come home and just wind down, and all she just get a glass of wine while you in there sweating, and she can just be here doing this, that brings so much comfortability to a woman, bro. I love that. I love and would love to do that more to make my woman happier by just making her comfortable.
Yeah. But see, it goes back to the whole topic. You heard that was all 50-50. Still, it was just a back and forth with greatness.
Yeah.
So she got what she wanted, I got what I wanted, and on top of that, I get to make her happy.
Mm-hmm.
There's been plenty of times she's came home and like, damn, it smells good in here, and I love hearing that.
Yeah.
Because I know like my food about to slap. She's smiling, I'm smiling, I'm good.
So I'm about to go down here and smile and smash and
What up, though? Yeah. So yeah, man. Hey, cuz, listen, we was we had a whole live, it disappeared, but we just came back real quick to give a replay. Basically, we touched on some different shit this time, which was cool as well. But somebody tried to hack into our account, whatever.
They got down.
Yeah, it's not the first time it happened, man. So it is what it is. But we gonna keep coming with these fire topics. And if anybody want to chime in real quick and give us y'all take on 50-50, cool. If not, we will see y'all next week, same time.
Always 8 o'clock Tuesday.
Yes, sir. We out of here.
Know that.
Indeed.